So we're going to Bali. Hi. It's funny. It's funny how much time I've spent getting ready, fixing myself, fixing the camera, fixing my living room so that there's no distractions in the background. I don't know, fixing myself, I guess, just fixing this. And on top of that, I'm a little bit sick. Not just a little bit, I'm on the verge of death. So things have been a little rough, I guess you can say. Enough about me. We're going to Bali in a couple of weeks. By the time you're watching this, we probably already went because I spent like 3 months editing a video, so we're probably there now. But I just wanted to make a video about like all the stuff that we had to do in order to get to Bali, because going to Bali is not just like booking flight tickets and then you're good to go. Like going to Bali was a chapter. I actually written down a couple of things that we had to do in order to like get ready. Bali is on the other side of planet Earth for us. We live in Norway, so estimated flight time is about 25 hours, I think it was. It's a pretty long flight. The first flight goes from Norway to Copenhagen in Denmark, and then it goes from Denmark to Singapore, and then it goes from Singapore to Bali. I'm actually really looking forward to the airport in Singapore because it looks really, really cool. Like for being an airport, it doesn't look like an airport. It looks like I don't know, like a tropical museum or something. It looks so cool. I don't know why I'm filming this video because I just got a new mic. I've never used an external mic on this camera before, so I've only used like the internal. But on my last video, as I assume everyone has watched my previous video, it was a vlog from when we were in Bergen. We're just here to check out what's up and what there's to do, and it's really windy. You can barely hear what I'm saying. And that's a problem because I want you guys to hear what I'm saying. And I think like as long as you're inside, like right now, I think it's fine, like you can hear me. I know that you can hear me because I've filmed myself like 3 million times in here. But it's nice to have the option to get better sound. So I got this. So I bought the Rode Video Mic Go 2. The reason why I bought this is because this is the one that had see how cute it is. Aww. So the reason why I bought this is because I googled this a lot and I YouTubed it, if we can use that as a verb.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I think Rode is really like aggressive with their marketing right now. Like they're sending out I saw like 1 million reviews on it on YouTube, and I figured that okay, it's either because Rode is giving some really juicy money for people to say good things about it, or it's just a really good mic. I like the fact that it's so lightweight and you don't have to charge it. You just plug it in and you're good to go. It's small and handy, and I don't know, it seemed like the overall experience of it was positive. So I thought, why not? It's not very expensive either. The price is around $100. Oh, it's actually made for iPhone, iPad, and iPod. What's up with the British? But really? Who has iPods anymore? Let's open her up. I'm sorry. I'm just dying. This is how little it is. So cute. It looks like it's an interesting shape. So you just attach, and then there's the auxiliary cable. Just plug it in. Pretty simple. I think I'm actually gonna I'm not gonna place it on the camera, I'm just gonna place it a little bit closer, because why not? I'm cool, and I feel like being a little eccentric. Okay, hello? Oh, is it loud or what? This is the first test that I'm doing with the Rode Video Mic Go 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. If I need to cough, I will cover the mic so that your headphones or speakers don't blast. I am so sorry. Oh man. Okay, that's better. No, I want the mirror in the frame too. Just a little bit, because there's some nice light shit going on there. Anyway, I'm not dead yet. Not yet. The immediate down thing about this microphone, when you attach it on the top of the camera. And if you have the same camera as me, the A6400, the flip-up screen goes right on top. So the flip-up screen will be behind the microphone. So you can't really see everything on the screen. No one has mentioned that you can see the screen, but you can't see right in the middle, but you can see around you and you can see that you are in frame. I don't know if you knew about this, but either way, I'm using my phone as a remote right now, so it doesn't really matter. I can see where I am, and should probably put away that stuff in the background because that does not look very good. Does that look better? It looks like I have the biggest living room in the history of mankind. If you're going to Bali or really any other country, you need to make sure that you have a valid passport. I was a little stupid there because we booked those flight tickets to Bali before even checking that my passport was expiring. It was expiring in May this year. And if you go to Bali, it has to be valid for at least 6 months. If you haven't fixed that yet, you should run to your local passport or police office and get that done. Yeah, and then you should probably get those flight tickets. So the best places to get cheap flight tickets is really, there's no answer to that, because you really just have to Google and search and look through different websites that sell flight tickets, and just very often, I think those prices will vary. I also know that sometimes they change the prices on the flight tickets. If you have been on other websites, sometimes it just goes down because they know that you are searching for the lowest price. So I would definitely recommend to just like look around. Don't just take the first thing you see, just really be thorough with it, because you can save a lot of money. We used supersaver.com. It's not necessarily the place where you will always get the cheapest flight tickets, because we did look at supersaver.com for a different route and for a different time, and those prices were just like ridiculous. Just make sure that you are thorough and you look through different places when you're buying flight tickets. Next point on my list is quarantine hotel. Now, quarantine hotel isn't really like a thing anymore like it was a couple weeks ago. You need to get vaccinated to go to Bali. So you need to have, I think it's like you need to have at least 1 or 2 doses to even go down there. If you have 2 doses and a booster, you don't need to go to quarantine hotel. We did book a hotel for the first week. The hotel is Melia, Bali. It seemed like a really beautiful place. We booked one of these rooms that has like a private pool. That hotel, Melia, Bali, it's also a quarantine hotel. Okay, the next point on my list is e-visa. You don't really need that anymore. But if your country is not on the list of countries that are approved for a visa on arrival, you could get it online. We basically just Googled like e-visa and just like looked through a bunch of sites. There are a lot of places that sell you a visa, and there's a lot of different prices. We found this blog. The name is Honeycombers. And they recommended a visa agent. You know, you'd contact them on WhatsApp and you just explain that, okay, so we're 2 people and we're going to Bali in this period and we're from Norway. And she gave some different prices on like the time, how long it would take to get the visa, and the prices for it, etc., and what you need to provide of documentation. So she needed like a passport picture, and she needed a vaccination certificate and like a headshot picture of us. So, and then we just paid $250 each to get that visa. I haven't gotten it yet because it took about like 10 to 14 working days. As things are opening up now, it's not really necessary to do that. Could have saved some money, but you know, it's a little risky when you don't know, and it would have really sucked to like just take the chance on it, and then suddenly it's not open. You go down there, you don't have a visa, and you're basically just like told to go home. So there's this app that you need to download. It's called Google, shut up. Okay, there's this app that you need to download. It's called Pedalulingo. Like, I think you need to download this app because there's something that's called an e-hack form inside this app. That's like where you give information about what time you took the vaccinations and PCR tests and stuff. I haven't filled out the entire form because the PCR test is the last thing you do before you go. The PCR test has to be taken within 48 hours. When our flight takes 25 hours, you know, we do have very little time to get that done. But we're doing it on the Sunday, like the day before we go. So yeah, I think it should be fine. As long as it's negative, of course. It's the PCR that really matters, and I'm a little stressed that they're gonna show positive because that would just ruin everything. This is ridiculous. I can't speak. It's so bad. Okay, next thing on my list, COVID vaccination. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You need to do those doses, honey. Okay, next thing on my list is, so there's some recommended vaccines that you should also take. I personally didn't have to do any of those because I already did like a booster of those back in 2016. If you've taken them within 10 years, you don't need to do a booster, but if it's been over 10 years since you took the vaccine, you should probably do it again. They're not necessary, but they're definitely recommended because in Indonesia, you know, it's a different country. They have different diseases down there than you are used to. And if you get sick, things can get really bad. You can get really sick down there. I would definitely recommend to do the vaccinations that you are recommended to do, but it's all based on like your country, like where you're from. Maybe you don't have to do any, but if you live in Norway, there are a list of a couple of vaccinations that you should do. There are actually a lot of them. There's a lot of them that I haven't taken also, like you can do like a rabies shot because there's like a lot of monkeys down there and some of them have rabies, and if you get bit by a monkey, you can get rabies. It would not be fun to get rabies. I think that's more likely that you'll get rabies from a dog, but if that happens, I actually do trust that they have health care to, like, I don't know, give you like a shot of something and put you on something that will make you feel better. Ja, det var lite lyst, eller hur? Okay, anyway, so I got the e-visa today actually. What you get is basically like a PDF document that you should print out and bring it with you. I would definitely recommend printing out all of the necessary papers because you never know. I've been to multiple airports before where they just like, they're not interested in seeing what's on your phone or what you have like digitally. Sometimes they just want like a physical proof or like a piece of paper that you need to show. So I would, just to make sure, it's not necessary that you like always need it, but I would just to be certain, just print out everything important. So that would be your flight tickets, your hotel reservation, your vaccination certificate, and your visa, unless you're gonna get that on the airport, because you could also get a visa on arrival if you are on the list of 42 countries that are eligible for that, of course. And number 4 that I haven't mentioned yet is travel insurance. Yes, you're gonna need travel insurance if you go to Bali, and that travel insurance needs to cover up to at least $15,000 US, and also it needs to cover COVID-19. I have like an entire folder of all of these documents. Or you could have your papers laminated. I don't know if that's the correct word in English, but like this. Do I look like myself? And then after that, it would be really smart to bring a lot of sunscreen, which I have over here. If you're going to Bali, you definitely pack a lot of sunscreen. We're packing a lot of these. These are Hawaiian Tropic Sport sweat-proof stuff. SPF 30. I think SPF 30 is gonna be good enough. I've actually heard that like SPF 50 is just like 1 or 2% more efficient than 30, so it's like very similar but for lower price. I also heard, again, I'm not talking from personal experience when I say this, like the only source of information I have is basically from YouTube and Google, but everyone keeps saying the same thing, so I'm just gonna repeat it. Sunscreen is very expensive, like it is most places when you go to warm countries. They do tend to be expensive, especially like the tourist areas. So it is smart to just bring a lot of sunscreen. We're packing, I don't know how many bottles, like these are 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna bring at least 3 bottles. So 9, maybe around 10 bottles for 2 people. And we're gonna be there for 3 weeks. So that's, you know, a little over 1 bottle per week per person. This is just something that we've chosen to do, and you don't have to do anything, but I think it's a smart thing to do. Mosquito spray. That's also something that I've heard, that there's a lot of mosquitoes down there and you don't want to get bit. This is only for mosquito. Let's just say that we're prepared. We're not having any bloodsuckers on us. No, that's just too stupid. We're not going down there on a super long flight just to get eaten by mosquitoes. That's just not happening. So what is all of this? Let me just explain to you. Let's take 1 bottle at a time, okay? This is a brand called Cactus, and this goes on your body. But yeah, this is what we bought. We have like three bottles of body mosquito spray. And then we have the same brand again, but this is for, okay, so this is like 50% and this is 20. So the 20% is like, I don't know, a little less strong, I guess. But yeah, this is for the face. And then we have, again, the same brand, Cactus, and this is like for clothes, like you just spray this on your clothes. If you are unlucky and you do get bit, we have a gel to apply on the affected area. Again, I don't know how this works, if it even works, but we're prepared, I guess you can say. And then we got some Zyrtec, which will also reduce the itchiness. Like those mosquitoes will fare us. When we get down there, they'll be like, what is this smell? If there's something I'm not stressing about, is getting bit by mosquito. So those were our Bali preparations, but of course going to Bali also requires a bit more of like a preparation in terms of where you want to go. Like obviously, like you probably know where you want to go. Again, with the first hotel that we booked, we kind of just like wanted to find something that was relatively close to the airport, because if there's something that we're not interested in, it is after like a super long flight to stress with the hotel and finding somewhere far away and just stressing with a taxi and just like driving for hours to somewhere. So we just wanted to find like a hotel relatively close by. So that's why we landed on Melia, Bali. And I think it's gonna be a great hotel. It looks really, really good. And I'm really just looking forward to just arriving and just like laying down in the pool and just, I don't know, get a drink. I can take you through our travel route if you're interested in hearing that. I'm planning on vlogging this entire experience. So if you're interested in just like seeing where we chose to go, and maybe you're interested in going to the same places as well, like maybe this will be interesting to you. But yeah, first week, Melia, Bali. It's located pretty close to the airport. I'm not sure how long from the airport it is. Okay, Google. How long does it take to drive from Bali International Airport to Melia Bali Hotel?
By car, the trip from Ngurah Rai International Airport, DPS, to Melia Bali is 17 minutes.
Oh, look at that. She's actually useful. Okay, so there we have the answer. 17 minutes, which is not a very long drive. After our week in Melia Bali, we will be going to Kuta. The reason why we're going to Kuta is because the 8-year-old inside of me just can't resist going to water parks. I love water parks. Water parks is the best thing I know. And they have one of those in Kuta, and it is called Water Bum Bali. So yeah, it looks really cool. They have like lots of slides and stuff, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So we're going to Kuta, and we are gonna stay there for a couple of nights. Definitely gonna check out the beach. on the other side of Bali. So Kuta is on the west side, and it looks like they have some really cool beaches there and some surfing possibilities. I have never surfed before. I think that's gonna be interesting. I really want to learn how to surf though. Okay, and after that we are moving north up to Ubud. The reason why we're going there is because we want to see the waterfall in Tegunengang. And also I think there's like a monkey forest there somewhere that we wanted to see. So we're staying a couple nights there. And after that we go to Tegalalang, which is like right next to the rice fields. I'm gonna bring my drone and try to get some cool shots there. So we're staying a couple nights there. After that I have only written like a couple of things because we haven't 100% figured out the exact travel routes after Tegalalang, but I've written Ulundanu and I've written Kalinking Nusa Penida because the T-Rex beach is a 100% must. That's like one of the first things that comes up when you Google Bali or Bali beaches. It's such a beautiful beach, and I've heard that it's quite a walk. Like it's not for everyone, but you know, I'm just gonna look at that as a challenge, and I love challenges. Definitely gonna bring my drone there and try to get some shots. Like I know that I'm mentioning my drone a lot. That's because I just got a drone. I never had a drone before, and I'm like super stoked on it, like, and how easy and how smooth and crisp footage I get from it. My mind is just blown. Like, I don't know why I never got a drone before, because I don't want to say that it's life-changing, but it is kind of life-changing. I gotta relax a little bit. Yeah, and I also haven't mentioned the PCR test that you need to take before you go. You have to have taken it within 48 hours of departure. But when you get to Bali, you also need to do another PCR test. And the rules as of right now is that you take another PCR test when you get to the airport in Bali, and then you can just go to your hotel and wait for the result. And if the result is negative, then you can just go on and you're free to go wherever you want. And if the PCR test is positive, then you will be transferred to a hospital. Okay, so this has been our Bali preparations. I hope that you find this video useful, and maybe you're going to Bali as well. Since you're watching this video, you might be on your way, or maybe you just decided to buy those flight tickets, who knows. Maybe we'll meet. Maybe we can hang. Okay, so I'm gonna say goodbye now because things are getting really awkward. Okay. You know, actually I can just cancel it from here.